Hi everybody, and welcome to video number 23 in my EFT series. And this video, as we are coming to the end of the year, is about making intentions for the new year, New Year's resolution. So first, let me all wish you a very happy new year, and also would ask you to take responsibility for your own well-being as you are tapping along this video with me. So the end of the year is always a time for us to reflect on what went on in the last year. What have we achieved? What haven't we perhaps achieved? Did we manage to keep up our New Year's resolutions from last year? And I wouldn't be surprised if the majority of you said, oh no, I abandoned my New Year's resolutions. And that's why this time I want to focus more on the intention you want to set for yourself to achieve. The reason we don't achieve our New Year's resolutions and we abandon them very quickly is because we are not programmed to achieve them. We are programmed to various programs and habits, and we keep up these habits, and the minute we start to introduce something new, our subconscious mind will kick in and say, wait a minute, I don't like that. Now you like to make positive changes to your life, but your subconscious mind has been programmed to all these old beliefs, these old habits, and the minute you start to introduce something new, you say, wait a minute, and the subconscious mind will kick in and will stop you from going ahead with your New Year's resolutions. So actually tapping is a great way to help us overcome these challenges. And so I decided that this time I'm going to say to do the intentions. Whatever is your intention for the new year, and be gentle on yourself. You know, if someone's going to give themselves a huge challenge which is not achievable in a day or in a month, then they will be setting themselves up for failure, and they will be even more disheartened to continue with their New Year's resolutions. So the intention, what I was kind of thinking was that all of us would like to be more connected with ourselves and to be more living in the present moment, be more mindful, and because we all are rushing about and we don't even know what after. You know, a lot of these things that we do on autopilot. There are things which don't necessarily need to be done. You know, some of us are addicted to all this rush. So I thought a nice way to set the intention would be to to connect more to ourselves and to have a more generous spirit. And so I will set the intention. Normally you see me doing the setups on the karate chop, but this time this is another way of doing the setups. I learned that in my first course, which I did. We didn't do the setups on the karate chop. We would do it by placing our hands on our heart center, which is really connecting to ourselves, connecting to who we are. And the intention is to become more connected to my generous spirit. I would like to connect more to the generous spirit. I would like to become more mindful. I would like to connect more with myself. This generous spirit. So let's continue tapping. That's what you would like to attract more into your life. This generous spirit. This generous spirit. Being more mindful. Connecting with who I am. Connecting with my generous spirit. Okay, being mindful. This generous spirit. And now at the end of the round, you can of course step also on the little fingers. Take a deep breath in and see how does that feel for you, connecting to this generous spirit. And there might be a few things which might actually worry you a bit about being more generous. And it could, for example, be not being able to have your own boundaries and giving away too much, or people taking advantage of you. And I've actually done this, you know, like if you don't have healthy boundaries, you will be getting into everyone else's way. So it will look a bit like that. But when you tap and when you learn to look after yourself, after your own energy, we'll get ourselves into a place more like that, so that you are in your own, you know, you look after your own space, after your own boundaries. And when interacting with other people, you actually know what is yours and what you want to give out to others. And I know it from my own experience, because the programs I have kind of received as a child was that I am to give to others, and you know, like I am to get myself, you know, it's okay to let myself get abused. That was a kind of programs which I was getting, you know, that I always must give myself out to everybody else. So I kind of remember my life was defined by serving others, but then there was no time for myself. I gave too much time, too much money to everyone else, and I learned people didn't appreciate that. People wanted more, they were rude to me, they were arrogant, and I said to myself, wait a minute, I don't need to stand up to all this nonsense, to this emotional blackmail from others. And it really needed me to come inside of myself and to connect to myself and to learn to love myself and appreciate myself, and you know that I'm worthy. And nowadays, you know, I have the choice. I can decide what I want to do with my life, and if I want to give, I give, and if I don't want to give, you know, then I say no. I you know, the boundaries are there, and then I don't feel any resentment if I give to others. And the other thing is, if I give to others, I'm not expecting that back. There was something, you know, in my family was always, well, if someone gives you something, then you need to give something back. And I don't look at it that way nowadays. If I give something, I'm not doing it because I'm expecting anything else in return. Also, the people who have hurt me in the past and who abused me and everything else, you know, I made peace with them. I said, well, thank you for teaching me a lesson about myself. You know, they taught me a lesson that, you know, I need to look after myself more. So let's do the next stepping around on, you know, like on whatever it keeps you worried about not achieving that intention which you set yourself in. So even though I'm a bit worried about my own boundaries and about me being generous, I'm worried, how can I say no to people? I'm worried about people abusing me and taking advantage of me. But I love and accept myself anyway. Will I ever manage to be generous? Will I ever manage to connect to my generous spirit? What if others do take advantage of me? What if others bully me and blackmail me? How will I cope with that? But I do love and accept myself anyway. And so let's continue tapping on the points with a reminder phrases of whatever it is for you, what you want to achieve that is stopping you from achieving whatever, you know, it could have been a New Year's resolution you haven't achieved. So continue putting the doubts and worries into it, sort of like into the setup points now, whichever it is. So, you know, will others abuse me? Will I ever manage to get in touch with my generous spirit? What if I can't say no? Others will abuse me. I will not know how to say no. Can I really get in touch with my generous spirit? Can I really be this generous? No, 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 I can't be generous. That's just not possible. I don't want to share. Others will take advantage of me. Will I ever achieve that? Oh no, no, I can't. I can't be this generous. What if others take advantage of me? Okay, so take a deep breath in, put your hand on the heart center. Let the energy flow through your body. And see what has come up for you. And it's kind of interesting because as we just stepped, I just remember a time in my life when a friend came and asked if she could borrow some coloring pencils. And I said, no, that's all for me. You know, I used to be like almost like an only child because I had a sister who is 12 years older, 12 and a half years older than me. And I was kind of, she left home when I was about 4 or 5 and 6 years old. And I was like on my own and I wasn't used to sharing much with others. And this girl came and said, you know, I want to have, you know, could I please borrow coloring pencils? And I laugh at it today because today I share everything with everybody, you know, as much as I can, I give out. But in those days, I didn't want to share. So if that is something that, you know, you find difficult, then you can tap on that. So even though I find it difficult to share with others, it's all just for me. I don't want to share. It's just mine. I love and accept myself anyway, even though I find it hard to share. It's all just for me. I never was used to sharing. I was always like on my own. Everything was for me. I love and accept myself anyway. I don't want to share. I don't want to share. It's all for me. Then I wonder, it makes me feel lonely if I just have everything to myself and I don't share with others. If I don't share, others won't let me share either. So I will miss out. Maybe I will consider sharing next time. It's actually good to share. It's good to share in the fun. I know being on my own can be sad and lonely, so I actually want to share with others. I want to share the laugh. So take a deep breath in and feel what it feels like for you. And remember from my previous videos, if you feel the emotion anywhere in your body, then tap on that. You know, what does it look like? What color does it have? Is it evolving? The colors might change. Just follow it up and keep tapping. But you just have noticed how in this kind of tapping we have gone from, or I went from, you know, being not wanting to share to actually opening up to the possibilities of sharing and the laugh. And that's basically what the tapping is about. And if you find it hard that, you know, whatever you set yourself for, the New Year's resolutions, New Year's intentions, don't get disheartened. Just sit down and do a little bit of tapping like that, because you might even find that that New Year's resolution is perhaps not for you. It might not be actually serving for you, and if you tap, it might actually help you to you know, discover what it is that you want to have more in your life, that you want to achieve and do more in your life. And I'll kind of finish this stepping about one of my own New Year's intentions or resolutions. I've actually never ever made any New Year's resolutions in my life. I mean, like, I don't know why, but I just never felt the need to kind of have any New Year's resolutions. But I'm going to set myself one this year, and I'll let you know through the year how I get on with that. And there is one thing which kind of has been bothering me over the last few years, and that is that I kind of hoard things. I'm not one of these people who goes out to shops and is addicted to getting more and more stuff. That's not me. But I find it hard to part with things which perhaps meant something for me in the past, but I could let those things go. And I did notice that all this clutter in my house is not allowing me to think clearly. And so what I want to do for this year is that I want to actually clear all my clutter. And it's like going to be 4 years now that my husband died, and I still got a lot of his stuff, and you know, clothes, his own personal possessions, as well as the whole office full of files and everything else. And I'm now making the decision, no, I want to clear all that, and it's actually going to be a mammoth task. It's going to be a huge thing, and I don't know how I will cope with it, because I might not part with a few things. But you know, I do appreciate that now is the time for me to start doing it. So my intention is I'm going to clear the clutter in my house. I'm going to clear all the clutter in my house to allow clarity of space and clarity of mind. So I'm going to clear all the clutter in my house and open up to new possibilities, new ideas. Right. And then here I'm thinking, oh, how can I do that? I was never good at clearing all the clutter. The clutter has accumulated for years and years and years. I was ill for many years, and the cleaners came, put all the things into boxes, and I've got all these boxes to clear. Will I ever manage to get it done, or is it just too big? Oh, I don't know if I can manage to clear all this clutter. So even though I don't think I can manage to clear all this clutter, I love and accept myself anyway. Oh, I don't know if I can manage to clear all this junk, but I love and accept myself anyway. So just a reminder phrase, oh, I can't clear all this clutter. All this clutter. All this clutter in my house. Oh, I'm this messy person. All this junk everywhere. More and more rooms and spaces in the house are now full of the clutter. If I need a space, I just move the clutter to another room. That was my way of clearing, tidying. There's so much clutter waiting to be cleared. Can I do that? Can I clear all the clutter? I can't do that. There's too much to do. There's all this clutter to clear. Oh, I just can't do that. But what if I could clear all this clutter? Okay, so at the end, my hands on my heart center, I tune in to all this clutter. And as I said, if I did the intention to clear all the clutter in one day or even 1 month, I think I might be setting myself up for failure. I think I would really abandon that New Year's resolution in you know, in the middle of January, say, or even earlier. But what I'm going to be thinking of doing is that maybe there are 50 boxes, maybe there are 100, especially with all my husband's filings, and you know, he had a business of many years and there is a lot of files, you know, to clear. So it might be 50 boxes, it might be 100, but what if I give myself the intention of doing 1 book a day, 1 book a day, or even 1 book a week if that is too difficult. And that kind of looks a more manageable goal for me to do. So my next intention therefore will be on 1 book a day. Yeah, right. So my intention for the new year is to clear 1 box a day. 1 box a day. That is manageable. I can do that. Okay, so I will tap on this intention of me clearing 1 box a day. This 1 box a day. Yes, I can clear 1 box a day. One box a day. I can do that. I can let go. I can let go of 1 box a day. Yeah, letting go of all the clutter. 1 box a day. Every day. Well, I've got 365 days. That's a lot of boxes. I can do that. Yes. And, you know, I can ask friends to come and help. And they can help me. Yeah, I've got friends willing. Actually, there's a friend who offered she would help me. So yeah, I'll ask if I'm stuck. I can always ask others to help. 1 box a day. Clearing all that clutter. 1 box a day. 1 box a day. Clearing all that clutter. And as I'm tapping, I'm thinking, right, so I'll have a box which will be for things which others can make use of. So I'll be sharing things of my own which I no longer need, which others can actually make use of. Then I'll have a box or things which, yeah, I want to keep, and I'll then have some better order in things so that I can find things like the sellotape or glue. You know, if I need sellotape or glue, I can't find it anywhere. It's all buried under the clutter. So there I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to have a good order of things. And the last thing is, well, things which nobody can make any use of, they will just go into the bin. So yeah, and if you know, if I've got any problems with letting go of things, then I'll just put the box in front of me and whatever there is, and I can tap, even though I find it hard to get this and I'm not really sure what to do with this. Shall I keep it? Shall I get rid of it? Shall I give it to someone else? Well, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I can't make up my mind, you know, I choose to think that I can let go of this. The choice is there. That's actually a good thing for you to put into your new setups. I choose to. I choose to. I choose to welcome new habits, new ideas, new opportunities, and the tapping can help you, and it can help you to let go of all the things in the past. And if you've had regrets about things you've done wrong, and you know, I always say we all learn from mistakes, then you can tap on that and see if you can make peace, if you can accept yourself, if you can even accept that as a way of learning, you know, how to do things in the future. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I've got many more new videos will be coming up in the new year. I will keep an update about how I'm getting on with my clearing, because I'll make a video on hoarding, and the other video which I want to make is a video on addictions, and there is all kinds of other things which will be coming up in the new year. So thank you for watching, wishing you a very happy new year, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.